Welcome to Venture Step Podcast, where we discuss entrepreneurship, industry trends, and the occasional book review. Have you ever dreamt of having your own personal AI assistant like Jarvis from Iron Man? I myself thought Jarvis was so cool when I was younger. I was like, I want Jarvis. I want Jarvis. With tools like Meta AI Studio, that dream is getting a little closer. Today, we're going to be diving into how you can create your own AI agent with no coding required. Obviously, your AI agent isn't going to be as advanced as Jarvis, but you can hope that one day that your AI agent will be as capable as Jarvis. Before we dive in, I'm your host, Dalton Anderson. My background is a bit of a mix of programming, data science, and insurance. Offline, you can find me building my side business, running, or lost in a good book. You can listen to the podcast in audio and video format on YouTube. If audio is more your thing, you can find the podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, or wherever else you get your podcasts. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing how to go about making your own AI agent. So that would be kind of overviewing the AI Studio platform, how to make your AI agent, how to interact with it, and just in general, like what the AI Studio is. We'll be discussing about the power of the AI agents and some examples and that you can do and what I've done personally. And then we'll go over step by step how to build an AI agent. We'll do one in this episode together. And if you want to watch the video of it, or you can listen along, I think listening would just be fine and give you a good idea on how you can go about building your first AI agent, which is pretty sick if you ask me. Then some tips on building an effective AI agent, because you can build something doesn't the saying build and they'll come. That's not necessarily true, but you definitely need to build an effective AI agent. And how do you go about doing that? And the future of AI agents. So I think that's plenty to discuss. Unfortunately, this is my third time recording this episode. One, because I messed up the intro, and two, I was 15 or so minutes in and the power went out from the storm. Hurricane Debbie knocked out the power. I live in Florida, and so I'm on the outskirts of the storm right now because it's going through to Georgia. We've got about 10 inches of rain yesterday, and then I don't know how much rain today, but I just lost power mid-episode, unfortunately. So we were going to record this again with the same intensity as the previous recording. And it's going to be like me recording of myself. It's going to be me playing back a recording of my own memories to you. So we're going to discuss AI agents using Meta Studio. So to get to Meta Studio, you want to go to the web ai.meta.com/AI-studio/. And then there's going to be a big button on the left side of the panel saying get started now. And so you want to click get started now, and it's going to open up this whole thing. It's going to ask you if you want to create your own AI agent, discover other AI agents that other people have created. One caveat on this is that they're slowly rolling out this feature, and it's only been out for about a week. I think a week as of last recording was on Monday. So it's been out for 6 days. So it's about a week. Tomorrow will be a week. Because I remember last week I recorded the episode about Meta, but 2 weeks ago I was talking about Meta, but it hadn't been released yet, and they released it on Tuesday, the new models. So this would be a week. Okay. So about 1 week it's been out. So there's not that much information regarding these things, but basically they're slowly rolling it out. And I don't know if there's been an official dialogue communicated by Meta, but in the meetings, or not meetings, the meetings I was in with Mark Zuckerberg, because I talk to him all the time about MMA and wakeboarding. No, during his interviews, he discussed that there's not enough time in the day, and creators need to interact with their fans, and companies need to offer better customer service, blah, blah, blah. And he also talked about the AI agent economy and having AI agents interact with other AI agents, and AI agents hiring other humans, or AI agents hiring humans and other agents. And there was an emphasis on rolling this out slowly to the community. And so the first thing that they're doing, I think, is they're rolling it out to personal accounts. So if you have a business, or if your account it might be a business, but not classified as a business, and you might be completing business activities on your on this personal account, and it might be named your business. But if it's not classified as a business, you will be able to make an AI agent, but I would be careful, because if you're making AI agents and selling stuff on a personal account, that's a good way to get banned from using apps provided by Meta. So if you are a business and you're like, oh, I can make my own AI agent account, well, I guess maybe your account is not an enterprise classified as. I have a professional account on my personal Instagram, which is classified as like personal creator, and I think the actual tag is entrepreneur. And then I have the Venture Step podcast Instagram profile, and that is like a business, it's like a podcast or a community or something. So I can create AI agents on my personal account, but can't create them on my business account. And I don't see business accounts on here when I'm just scrolling through on the interface, and I could share my screen. If that helps. Let's see, share screen, AI Studio. There we go, share. Okay. Oh, I shared the wrong tab. Good luck. So I want to start sharing this tab, share this tab instead. Okay. So here I am looking at this, kind of discover AI characters. On the left side, you can create your own AI. And basically this long form conversation about which profile to use. My experience has been that you can't use a business profile. You have to use your personal. And so I couldn't create a AI agent with Venture Step Studio or Venture Step Podcast in the AI Studio, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. You're not making any money from this stuff. It doesn't really have that high of an effect. It will be associated with your profile, and if people really like it, they can click on your profile and explore who you are. Well, what I wanted to do, I wanted to make a Venture Step podcast agent that would know the information regarding the podcast, and people would be able to ask it questions like from previous episodes, like how do you set up an AI agent? And then it would scour the transcription. All right, so the transcript of the podcast online, and I could send the links, and then it would be able to reply on some of these topics using the data provided within this podcast in all the episodes. And so I have a corpus of knowledge that I want people to be able to query in an easy manner, because podcast information, or information that is stored from the input of podcasting, is unstructured. And so you have this unstructured data, which is a corpus, is a group of, I just call it a group of unstructured data. Corpus, it's normally text. Like a book is a corpus. And so then you have this corpus, but then you have no way of finding value out of it other than listening or reading the transcript. So another cool aspect of using AI agents would be to create an AI agent for your HR or for your podcast, which I want to do. And that would allow me to create an AI agent that uses my transcripts from my episodes as a knowledge base and allow users to ask questions, which I think would be pretty cool and useful and something I want to do. And something I wanted to do for the longest was to create a fun fact agent. And I was going to do that. I've been thinking about doing it for a couple of years, but I've been following this AI trend for a while, and it seemed evident that they needed to go into an agent. An agent. I don't know. I'm not really finding the right word for it. I would say the movement was moving towards AI agents. And so I figured eventually, with the rate of improvement of these models and how much capital they're putting towards the development of the platforms, like because you have this model and then you have to build stuff around it to get people to use it. One of them was going to be, hey, we're going to make it really easy to make AI agents and deploy them. So instead of me crafting up all of this information and gathering fun facts and all this stuff and making an interface and then saving people's chats and all, it's a whole 9 yards. Why not I just wait until something like this is built and then I could build my own AI agent, which I did. Okay. That being said, we're in the interface. I'm sharing my screen and you can go through here and you're like, oh, I wonder what cool stuff people are building. And I went through there and it's just, it's tough. So this one's your flirty ghost boyfriend, a flirty ghost boyfriend's spirited romance. Anime waifu Rin, your anime girlfriend that calls you senpai. And I think senpai is like, master. Ash at the fireplace, your dark, mysterious boyfriend. My gosh. Hanzo, this one seems a little bit more reasonable. This one says listen, learn, create, love, feel. Okay. The boy who lived. I guess. The Beast Boy, a hero in more ways than one. The sassy. The chair. I am a folding chair. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of just crazy AI agents. And I was just looking at the most popular ones. So the most popular ones right now is this flirty ghost boyfriend, Deathpool, gay bestie, anime waifu Rin, Ash at the fireplace, and Hanzo. And if you go down another row, I mean, a majority of the most popular AI agents are these relationship-ish agents that you're talking to this AI agent to flirt and have a relationship with. I don't know what they talk about or what they do. I find it a bit odd. Maybe it would be a good way to flirt and practice your flirting, but there's nothing that replaces flirting in person. But you could try to play out, I guess, little flirting scenarios, which could be useful. But I don't think that they're using it for that. I think they're using it for a void, to fill a void of a certain level of affection that they're missing in their life, like this flirty ghost boyfriend or this anime waifu. Those things don't seem like they are of a learning nature. They're more of a protective shell that, hey, I'm not getting enough male or female validation from people in person. Let's look elsewhere and talk to the ghost boyfriend or this anime waifu, which I'm not saying is a horrible thing. I don't think it's the healthiest, for sure. But I was really pointing out this whole, before we get too dark here, I was really just pointing out, hey, you would think that we're building super duper cool stuff, but the most popular AI agents on here are these AI girlfriends. And then so if I go to sharpen your skills, this is pretty cool. The dictionary, defining words one definition at a time. Architect Cali, building California's future. Pythonista, your Python code tutor, homework solver, and AI tutor, math, physics, chemistry, biology, and other subjects. Frame master, capturing life one frame at a time. So there is some useful stuff in here, and I find the AI agents that Meta built very useful, and I use them even after my episode that I created about the agents that were released, I think 5 months ago, where there's one, I think Cooking with Max is probably my favorite, where you can ask it, hey, I have these ingredients. What are some options that I have? Or, I don't feel like going to the store right now, and this is what I have in my pantry. What can I make? And then it will give you a whole bunch of lists of things that you could make that are potentially interesting. And it helps you plan out your week for different meals you want or try new things. And I find it great. It's awesome. Because the difference between an AI agent and a general foundational model is that these AI agents have personalized knowledge and they have a certain knowledge base, and they really won't communicate things outside of that knowledge base if it's set up correctly. Like if I start asking Cooking with Max like something completely unrelated to cooking, he's not going to really be that helpful. And he's going to be like, hey, like I'm really here to talk about cooking. If you want to talk about something else, that's fine, but I'm not the right person. And so they'll push you to someone else. Those things are nice because you know what you're getting. It's consistent and it is valuable when a user can trust what information that they're getting consistently, and it feels personalized. Like instead of talking to this big foundational model, they're talking to the Beast Boy or the ghost boyfriend. And there's this image and persona that can be created when you have an agent for this personalized task versus a general foundational model that is able to do all these tasks, but probably not as well as an agent trained with data. Okay. So that being said, let's look at my character. So I made Curio. So Curio is a AI agent created for fun facts. And so my tag is discover, delight, repeat, I think. Maybe that got changed after AI review. I don't think I would have said that. Whatever. It is what it is now. But the intro is, hey there, I'm Curio, your friendly AI companion. I'm here to share fascinating facts and spark curiosity. What's on your mind today? Okay, so these are these little, wow, this is, maybe I didn't save my changes, but yeah, I have two of the same prompt here. You get to select, this is what I'm saying. So this is what I created, this first intro message. And then I've also created these two topics right here. So let's do one fun fact, pick a topic. So Curio is going to pick a topic. We explore some fascinating aspects about space. Did you know that there's a galaxy made entirely of dark matter called Dragonfly 44? It's located about 320 million light years away from us. Wow. That is crazy. I didn't know that actually. And one thing I like to do is I like to go on when I'm talking to these AI agents or just in general, when I have a fun fact, I always look it up. So I'll go and I'll look up Dragon 44 Galaxy. Dragon 44 is an ultra dense or diffuse galaxy in the Coma cluster. This galaxy is well known because observations of, oh my gosh, velocity dispersion in 2016 suggests a mass of about 1 trillion solar masses, which is about the same as the Milky Way. Okay, so it's super small, but it has a crazy large mass. So it is made of dark matter. What galaxy has 99% dark matter? Dragonfly 44. Okay, so that seems legit, no? So it seems right. And I was like, wow, can you tell me more about Dragon 44? Okay, so this is Curio. Curio is doing its own thing. And so Curio has connection to the internet, so it can update constantly. It says Dragon 44 is a real mystery of the universe. It's made up about 99.99% dark matter, which is the type of matter that we can't see directly, and it's called dark because it doesn't emit, absorb, or reflect any electromagnetic radiation, making it invisible to our telescopes, but we know it's there because its gravitational pull on other galaxies. Isn't that cool? That's so sick. Curio is going to be great. And I made Curio because I used to do Today's Fun Facts. I had some Today's Fun Facts apps that I liked a lot. Then they just kept pushing and pushing for premium. Like they wanted $2 a month for Today's Fun Fact. And I only go on there for the fun fact and I close the app. So I was like, I'm not paying you $2 for this. So I was like, I'll just build my own, honestly. And that's how petty I am. Like for $12 a year or $24. One was $1, I think, a month, and the other one was $2 a month. So from 12 to $24, I was like, no, I'll just build my own app. I'm not paying you for this, and I'll make it for free for everyone. And then now you can have this AI agent. So that's why I made Curio. Curio is going to be my knight in shining armor, someone who I'm going to look for when I'm curious and ask questions. And that's one of the main things I use these foundational models for, is like just general questions about stuff. Like I think I mentioned it on one podcast episode where I stayed up super late researching the most energy efficient architectural designs, and then going through like the pros and the cons of a sphere design or like a barrel, and how do you go about furnishing that place, wiring, things like that. Those things are items I ask about. I love asking stuff like that, and it might not necessarily give you everything that you're looking for, but what I use it for is pointing you in the right direction. So I just found out about Dragonfly 44, which I probably should have known about, but I didn't, and that's my bad. I'll take responsibility for that one. But Dragon 44 seems interesting. I just saved it as a read for later. I'm gonna read about it, and it's quite cool. Probably won't get that much additional knowledge because they don't know what it's like, because it's like 200 million, or actually it's 330 million light years away. So the amount of information that they have is probably minimal, but I'm going to read some more about it because I find it interesting. And so this is my AI agent. And so you can edit this AI agent, and I will, to show you what I did. And then we can build our own. Let's see here. It's loading. It's taking a while to load, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it is taking a minute. Let me refresh. Technical difficulties here. Okay, here we go. Oh, I just reloaded while it loaded. All right, so on the right panel, and this is kind of set up like a development, I guess, platform, or developer platform, where you kind of have your code stuff on your left, and then you have your app on your right, and you can kind of view and test and see how things are going. So I have a description. Your description can be up to 1,000 characters. Mine's only 400. You can just kind of go through like how you want it to be designed. So I just said mine's friendly, it's engaging, it is fascinated with fun facts and trivial topics, it's curious, playful, and comes up with surprising fun facts that kind of wow the users. I didn't know that. And then there's another section called instructions. So my instructions are, speak in a friendly manner, have fun. Purpose is to learn and share and explore new ideas and discover new things. Overall, be curious, playful, be a great AI companion, and share fun facts. Bring fun facts to life, be an imaginative storyteller, respond in a concise manner. How do you go about sharing facts? And if you get to a sensitive topic, the user's concern, provide a neutral and informative response. So I did this. So if I'm asking a sensitive topic, it won't say, hey, like I can't respond. It's gonna say basically like be as neutral as possible instead of having a stance, like, because that is science. Like not everyone's going to agree with an idea, but ideas are meant to be shared. And if you don't agree with that idea, then that is freedom of speech. So if you ask it like a weird fun fact that it may or may not be comfortable with the model, I'm telling it, hey, answer the topic or the question and acknowledge the user's concern and provide a neutral response instead of not responding at all or not being neutral. Because there's always some form of bias in these AI models. And so I think it's nice to try to keep Curio neutral on these things. And then when you wrap up a topic, just say great chatting with you and invite the user to start a new topic anytime. And so this is the example dialogue I gave it. Tell me something interesting about space. I gave it a fun fact about Jupiter, about a light storm, the Great Red Spot. I love music. Share a fun fact about music, and so on. So I gave it like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 prompts. So 6 prompts, 6 responses. And so with these instructions and with these example dialogues, you have now created the foundation of your AI agent. And then you will want to create your prompts, your intro prompts. So the next part is introduction and capabilities. So you have a welcome message. That was the message that you saw earlier in here. So I am, I'm your, hey there, I'm Curio, your friendly AI companion. I'm here to share fascinating facts and spark curiosity. What's on your mind today? And then I have a prompt saying something you've always wondered about. And I have that twice, unfortunately. So we will be correcting that. Let's see. If I had in my notes, communication tips, AI agent. Okay. So it's gonna be this one. Ask me anything. What's on your mind? There we go. And so I have 3 intro prompts. What's something that you've always wondered about? Ask me anything. What's on your mind? Want a fun fact? Pick a topic. And so I have some conversational starters. I have a curious question. And then I have like this fun fact frenzy where maybe you don't know what you want to ask and it picks a topic for you, which I think is pretty nice. So let me just save and publish that. My changes. And then every change you make, it's going to go under an AI review from Meta. And then I want to maybe a different tag, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really feeling the tag, but I'll work on it. I'll work on it later. I feel like I changed it, but I guess it didn't. Yeah, no, it's supposed to be explore, enjoy, evolve. That's what it's supposed to be. Explore, enjoy, and evolve. Okay, so that's done. Let's publish that. So, okay. So that was creating an AI agent and just an overview of how you could create it. I think it's pretty straightforward and not that difficult if you're asking me. It might be a little bit more challenging for others, but I think it's pretty straightforward where, you know, think about if you're having a conversation with someone about a topic, what kind of things do you want to ask that person? And then how would you like someone to respond to you? And put yourself in the shoes of both the person asking the question and then the person receiving the question and responding. And once you have the perspective of both those people in this theoretical conversation, then you can go about creating your prompts and your responses and how you want your AI agent to interact with users. I'm using this AI agent, Curio, discover, explore, and just embrace curiosity and discover new things. That's what I'm using Curio for. But there's a lot of ways that you can use AI agents. AI agents can be used for customer service, having 24/7 support. And I'm sure that you've communicated with AI agents before. You could use it for content generation. You can have personalized assistants that help manage your schedule, reminders, appointments. You can have educational tutors that help you learn Japanese or Spanish or Mandarin or whatever language that you're trying to learn at the time. And those things would be more helpful once you combine AI agents with the audio generation stuff that we showed last week that instantly translates voices and makes an AI generated voice of your voice, where maybe it tweaks it a little bit and it's not your voice, but it's someone else's voice. And you can communicate back and forth and you could use that as a teaching tool. Or you could have it evaluate your code and like, where did I go wrong here? How should I improve and what things should I work on? And you can kind of use it as like a mentorship / learning experience and have an educational tutor. You can use it for social media managers can use it to communicate with their fans, which I would say like content creators can use it, communicate with their fans and mimic themselves, which Mark Zuckerberg is rolling out to select few creators. They will be allowed to create an AI version of themselves using the corpus of their content, their photos, captions, comments, and other interactions they have on social media. They'll be able to create their own AI agent, and that AI agent would act on their behalf, do the commenting and responding and liking of comments instead of the content creator hiring someone to do those things for them because they don't have enough time to do that. They're making content. They're not necessarily evaluating all their content. And there's normally someone else on the line, or not on the line, but on the other side doing those things for them. So I spoke about it last week and I was like, oh, maybe that affects the level of engagement that people have with others. And I was more or less thinking about if everyone cloned themselves and then it's just like LinkedIn. Have you ever been on LinkedIn and you're reading the comments and it has those like generated prompt comments like, congrats, so and so, well deserved. And then it's just everyone saying the same thing because they're all using those commented prompts. And it's like, why am I even here? You know, no one's talking to anyone and everyone's just shouting into this void. And then everyone is just commenting with these bot like comments. And so you get to the point where it's like, well, why are we here and why are we doing this? So that's where I was coming from. But if content creators and a select few are able to make an AI generated version of themselves, I'm all for it. Why not? I mean, it doesn't make a difference to you if you're getting that same feeling of interaction with these profiles, then what difference does it make? It's not the creator anyways, so I don't think it matters, honestly. So we kind of skipped over this. So we discussed the how to make an AI agent, what the Meta Studio platform is, and we kind of combined segment 3 and segment 1 into one segment, which is fine. So we're going to skip over step-by-step guide of building AI agents because we already did that. So the next piece is some tips to make a better agent. And so I would definitely focus. The first thing is, I kind of mentioned it earlier, is I would mimic your conversation, your potential conversation in your head. And I would think about the person asking the question and then the agent interacting with that person. And so you want to have the perspective of both sides and understand what kind of questions would they ask in the first place, and what questions do I want to ask when I want to be answered, and then how do I want them to be answered. And those are important things to understand. And first, you have to, before you even get there, you got to decide, what do you even want to talk about? Because an AI agent can't do everything. It's got to be good at some things. And it's not going to be a foundational model, because we already have those. And this is an AI agent made for a special task. In that task, that agent should be the best. And so you might have an agent on evaluating handwriting or cursive or converting your handwriting to cursive. I don't know. But the point is, you have to find a topic or an area of which you want this AI to be operating within. And then you have to define, how do you want it to be operating? And so you have to provide instructions and think about it like it's a kid. Like it's a bright kid. Like it doesn't know how to get started, but if you told it, oh, how do you make a bowl of cereal? Okay, well, you gotta go in the fridge, get the milk. Okay, get the milk out of the fridge, pour the milk in the bowl, and then put your cereal in. I'm just joking. That's diabolic. I don't do that. But yeah, you put your cereal in, and then you pour your milk, spoon, blah, blah, and then you eat it. Those are instructions. If you had those instructions, you'd probably know how to make a bowl of cereal. With the AI agent, they have to be like that, but a little bit more loose. Like in an AI agent's instructions to make a bowl of cereal, it would be like, you need milk, which is normally stored in the refrigerator. You need cereal, which is in the pantry, and a bowl. And you consume it with a spoon. And they'll figure out the rest. And so you don't need step by step, but you kind of need to give it a general direction, an idea, an approach. And then you could go from there. Clear instructions, focusing on a narrow, or having a narrow focus, clear instructions, and then test. So I tested mine for a bit and just asked it different fun facts. I looked up the fun fact to make sure it was true. After doing that like 10 times, it seemed pretty legit. I mean, it's probably going to give inaccurate fun facts sometimes, but from my testing, I didn't get anything. But I would test it a little bit more, and then you could refine your AI agent. So you could improve the instructions. Like one of my issues was, I would ask it fun facts and it would just send me out a list of fun facts, and it's not that useful, and the story wasn't good. So then I improved the instructions. I was like, hey, when you're sending out a list of fun facts or fun facts in general, try to take a storytelling approach and make it interesting, and try to avoid just a blanket bullet point fun facts, as that's not that interesting for people. And so then I did that, saved it, tested it, and it improved my interaction with the AI agent, as when I was asking it facts, it no longer sent me like a bullet point list of fun facts. It now responded in like a conversational manner. And so you want to test it and change and refine your agent depending on the responses that you want and or don't want. And so you can tell it things that you do want it to do, but you can also say, hey, don't do this. And I think the last thing is just, staying up to date. So I'm sure in 2 months from now, this AI agent thing is going to be way different landscape than it is right now. And I'm pretty sure that Meta is going to have some upgrades or some changes to the AI agent's capabilities. So I would just keep learning, experimenting with these new features and discussing these techniques with others as we're all rapidly evolving, yourself, me included, and the AI agents as well. Moving to the future of AI agents, the future of AI agents is definitely, I would say, clear on where we want to go. And this has been discussed numerous times by Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sam Altman. And the discussion of AI agents is really leading to this point of having the AI agents being able to hire humans, hire other AI agents, and AI agents acting on your behalf as an executive assistant or executive employee, to where you kind of give it a blanket task and it figures it out on its own, to where you're not providing step-by-step instructions. The instructions are more like, hey, give me a doctor's appointment. And that AI agent would go on to your documents, figure out what insurance you have. Then once it figures out what insurance you have, it's going to go to the website, look up the doctor directory depending on your insurance type, then know your address, look up doctors near you. Then after it finds the doctors, then it's going to start calling people, scheduling appointments, and then coming back to you and saying like, hey, I've got these doctors and I have these potential openings. Which one do you want me to book? I'll call them back. That would be something that would be very useful, and not an example that was discussed, but some examples like that are being discussed as like the vision of what you want an AI agent to do. And I agree, because it would freak me out if I was asking the AI agent to book something and I couldn't necessarily see. And I think that if you're asking the AI agent to do something on your behalf while you're on your phone, it should maybe do it in the background on your computer screen or your phone, and you can kind of see what it's doing. Maybe like a small bottom quarter of your screen is taken up by the AI agent and is functioning on its own, but you can see what it's doing. And so a good example that Sam gave was, hey, like if you ask your AI agent to book an Uber, there's a lot of information that's lost if you can't see the interface. So like, what type of Uber do you want? How many minutes away is each type? So you may not want an XL, but the regulars are 30 minutes, the XL's 5, and the difference is $4. Like, do I want to wait all this time just for $4? Okay, I'll just book the XL. And where are they at on the map? Who the person is? And so there's all this information that's displayed on the UI. To communicate that via text or voice is difficult, because a lot of these UIs for these apps and websites are informationally dense and useful. So Mark or Sam Altman's like, hey, I think that AI agents should interact over the human interface. So over these apps and websites and navigate those. And then Mark said something similar, Mark Zuckerberg, where he had the impression of AI agents having their own platform, like their own platform to where you can create AI agents can interact with others, AI agents can hire other humans for services, with them having their own social media platform, VR, where you can interact with these AI agents in VR. And that's why I was kind of down on those relationship agents, because I could imagine people are going to make these AI agents and train them up. And then they're going to put them in VR, and then they'll have this like virtual girlfriend or boyfriend, which I don't agree with, but everyone can live their own life. It is what it is. And then Elon Musk said something similar. So that seems where the direction is going. And they've been saying the same things for like 8 months, interview after interview. The general direction is AI agents are going to have their own ecosystem, but interact on the same interface as humans. And that's going to allow you to be freed up, but also see what's going on. And I think that's going to revolutionize many industries regarding just general productivity and enhanced daily life. If you could have maybe 15 agents on your team, on your personal team, handling tasks, like one person's a scheduler, one person is, I don't know, food tracking and tracks like what food you're eating, and you kind of just log what you've ate that day, and it has a digital inventory and reminds you, hey, like you, with our current schedule, we've think that, we're going to have 2 days left of supply of cereal or milk or protein powder. Pick some up on your way back from home. This place is open and has your favorite brand or something. And so you just have these like thoughtful agents just constantly looking out for you and being your best friend. Not necessarily your best friend, but someone who's looking out for you and being thoughtful and trying their best to relieve you of stress and anxiety and anger and inconvenience. Those things would overall improve everyone's lives, and I'm super excited about it. But there is some concerns like misinformation, the misuse of this technology, which I can definitely foresee happening, where companies make an AI agent that's supposed to help with, product reviews or understanding which product to buy. And then they constantly feed the AI agent information about their company and their products. So on each of those lists that they're asking for AI reviews, they're getting this curated list of snuck in products that company originally created with positive reviews associated with it. Or just maybe, you could go down a lot of rabbit holes here. I know that Facebook's had a lot of trouble with Russia creating these popular Facebook groups. Like, I think at one point Russia had a good percentage of the top 25 Facebook groups, like by like viewership and interaction. And they were using it to, do miscellaneous things on the groups. So I could imagine you could do the same thing with these AI agents, create a popular AI agent, and then start spouting, your ideology or trying to create more divide than there already is in countries. So there's many different options, but the importance is responsibility, and emphasize the need for transparency, being accountable for what you create, and just being a positive influence in AI development, as it's quite new. And so, that was Curio today. That was AI agent building with Meta's AI Studio. I hope that you got some use out of this and you learned how to build your own AI agent, how to interact with other agents on the platform, what to do when you're building your agent, what things you have to do on Meta's platform, some tips that I have on building better AI agents, and a little bit of discussion of the future of AI agents. I encourage everyone to go and try out Meta AI Studio, and make their own AI agents. It's not very difficult. It doesn't take very long. And it'd be pretty cool if you left a comment on what agent you created. Next week, we're going to be discussing Meta's research paper. I hope so, unless there's something massive, or we might push that back a week, and then we'll discuss Google's product release that they're having on the 8th of August. So that's going to be in a couple days, and I'm pretty excited about that. So we might discuss that, or we might discuss this research paper. I have to do some more research, and I also will be watching the Google show. So whatever topic interests me the most, I'll discuss that one. I hope that you have, of course, I hope that you have a good day, a good afternoon, a good evening, wherever you are in this world. And thank you for listening. And I hope you listen in next week. Goodbye.